Hey guys, welcome back to Just a Geek in the Garage. Today I want to talk about thread chasers or thread repair kits. I've always kind of looked at getting one of these, but they're usually typically pretty expensive, especially for a high quality one, and the low quality ones don't really work anyways. Snap-on has one for a couple $100. Lang has one for about $100. Project Farm just recently did a video on these, testing them, and Lang kind of came out on top with this brand. I think it's pronounced VEVOR. That came in basically second, or was honorable mention because of the pricing. It's about $40. And so for me, I'm like, you know what, that seems like a sweet spot in pricing for me, because thread chasers, when I'm using them, I don't use them that often. Maybe once a year or something like that. It's usually when I mess something up. But for me, when I'm cutting threads, usually it's because I'm fixing something that maybe either I messed up by cross threading or something like that. I'm usually not making brand new threads in something where I need a full tap and die set. I've also talked about these guys before, the kind of drill and tap, which I really like, and I've also used these as kind of thread repair in the past as well. And they seem to work okay, but this is going to be obviously a much more comprehensive set. And so I decided, you know what, it came up with pretty good reviews. $40 is not going to break the bank, and it's nice to have just kind of in that bad day drawer that we typically all have. So let me see if I can get this thing to stay open. 1 second. There we go. And here we go. So this is, you can kind of see basically kind of what it comes with. A few things kind of down here that is not showing up on the camera. There we go. So it's got, fine thread, in the black. It's got coarse thread in the silver for the SAE. Everything gold is metric. Has some of these thread repair things right here as well. But basically, I kind of wanted to do just a kind of an unscientific test today, just to see how it's going to actually work for me, type of thing. So let me just first show you what you're getting. So basically, here we go. So this is the booklet that comes with it, 61 pieces. And it has, all of these different taps and dies. Let me kind of just fold this so you can kind of just take a look at it. You guys can kind of pause and see, Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. This is the 49-piece set. So it's this one right here that comes with all of that. So basically, again, I want to do kind of an unscientific test. All I did was, I grabbed a 5/16 bolt right here, and I took, let me see if I can get this on camera. I literally took a hammer to it. I'm not sure if you can see kind of right here, the threads are a bit flatter. And then, when I went to go put the nut on there, as you can see, it kind of goes a couple of threads, and then there's no way, I can't really get that back on. So I want to see, okay, am I going to be able to repair this? And if so, kind of how difficult is it to repair? So this is a coarse thread. So I'm just going to grab this guy right here. All I'm going to do is actually just kind of put it in just a combination wrench. And then I have just an icon ratchet with a half-inch socket on there. And then we're going to try to see if we can basically get this thing repaired just using those two things. And see if we can get it threaded onto the nut. So let's see what we can do here. So again, this is the die part of the thread chaser, 5/16, as we can see here, coarse thread. This is a half-inch combination. This is from a Quinn combination wrench, and again, Icon Gen 2. So let's see if we can get this in. So let's see, do I have this going the right way? I do. Okay, perfect. Let's see if I can keep this on camera. So I have it going through right now, and I can actually kind of feel it getting, like, cutting through. And if we can see kind of the back here, you can see it kind of coming out as well. Let me see if I can kind of do that where you guys can see it. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera. Let me move my finger out of the way, but there we go. So you can kind of see, like, going through the threading. And let me see when we actually get to the good part, because I only kind of hit the front part of this bolt. So at some point, it should just kind of, there we go. I think we're pretty much past, oh, maybe not. Let's just keep going. So again, seems pretty easy so far. I mean, granted, the thread damage could be way worse. And there we go. I think we're past the bad part. As you can see here, the bolt is not even straight anymore from where I hit it. I don't know if it's hard to tell, but I kind of just hit it with a hammer on the ground. I probably should have put it like in a vise or something. But I kind of bent it because it was going through, because this thing was on the ground. So let's see if I can get this out by hand, which so far it seems like I can. Got a little bit of resistance right there. There you go, just kind of backed it out and it seems to be working. And there we go. And I think that's actually more to do with the fact that the screw is not straight anymore than it has to do with the die not working properly. So let's kind of use this to get this off. Oops, that's out of there. And there we go. A little crunchy on the way out, but again, I think that has to do with the fact that the screw is no longer straight. So now we're going to take the original bolt on there and see if we can get that on. And there we go. Looks like it's going on. Again, a little bit of resistance, but I was able to get that on with my hand. And you can see it kind of spinning freely almost the entire way. And then the very tip just requires a tiny bit of effort. So for me, I mean, I think that's a win. I mean, you can definitely still see the damage on the bolts. There we go. That's a perfect shot right there. So you can see that's basically where I smacked it with a hammer right there, where it's kind of all flattened. But now seems to be working just fine. And you know, while I'm not an expert like Project Farm, you know, this thing looks like it's still in pretty good condition and it's still working. And honestly, if I was working on a project and I would be able to spend literally 2-3 minutes fixing the thread, whether it's on a bolt or on a nut, and I was able to kind of continue on with my day, this would have been $40 well spent. So tell me, what do you guys think? Have you guys ever used a thread chaser before? Are there other brands that I should be looking at? Have you tried VEVOR before? I've heard of this brand. This is the first tool I've ever bought from them. So tell me if you have any other tools that you like from them. As far as where this is made, because I know I usually get asked that question, it doesn't tell me on the stuff. My guess, honestly, is China, just based off of the pricing and stuff like that. But again, I'm pretty happy with my purchase. The experiment that we just did, I literally did live on camera. I didn't even use this. I literally opened this up right before I did this video. Simply smacked this thing with a hammer a few times and kind of went from there. So again, please leave your comments down below on what you think. If you want me to try out, you know, any other kind of experiment with this, I would be happy to do so as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.